my God, don't zoom in right here. Oh, is it on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just have to make sure I got the right angle because you know it crops it, so.
Oh, right. Well, hey everyone, thanks again for tuning into our channel. I wanted to say thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed and tuned in to our episodes so far. We are learning the YouTube and editing process from scratch, as you can probably already tell. So thank you so much for all of your feedback and constructive criticism as well. We will be delving into maybe some other types of content, maybe delving into some skits. Please don't look at my mask knee right now. Oh my God, I'm sure everyone's going through that too. But yeah, so maybe some skits and maybe some other things about what's going on with me. I do have a TED Talks that I was invited to speak for coming up. And so I wanted to also maybe do a feature on that process because that is something else that's good here in Colorado, is the opportunity to be involved in things like that. So continue to watch, and please, if you haven't, subscribe. And there is a little bell around here somewhere that you can ding, and it'll give you some notifications whenever we upload new content. Our passion is to try to help the local economy. And so with the local business scene here in Colorado, that's really what we wanted to focus on. But now we're kind of getting more interested in delving into other types of content. So definitely let us know if you have suggestions on businesses, because we're going to continue to do that, or local entrepreneurs and artists. And then also if you have other suggestions on skit content or, everyday life type things, we're more than happy to delve into that too. So thanks so much, and continue to tune in. And thanks so much for your subscriptions and continued support. So we have a family of our musician friends here today, and they're going to introduce themselves and kind of the kind of music that they're presenting and the genre as well, if you don't mind.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Willis Gray, Camp Gray, singer-songwriter.
KG Prince, hip hop artist, R&B. My name is Dash. I'm a hip hop artist.
And tell us a little bit about how long you guys have been in the music business.
Well, for me, with my family, we kind of grew up in it. I've been doing it for a while. I guess seriously, you can say over the last decade, I've kind of been behind the scenes as well as recording, working with various artists throughout these past few years.
Well, for me personally, I would say I started taking it serious around like junior year, sophomore year of high school. And then I really started taking it more serious senior year of high school. So, yeah.
I would say I've only been in the music business for about 3 years now. I haven't really been taking it seriously, but I feel like 3 years is about how long I've been in the music business, making music.
Okay, cool. Well, what kind of a message are you trying to convey to the community through your music?
I think for me, treating everybody as clientele, don't let feelings get involved, and just, you minimize your issues there. It's a business. You want to keep it professional, and you want to always respect your own value and your own worth when it comes to your art and your craft.
I would say for me, I try to portray like you should really like just be yourself. And what else? You should just be yourself. And you don't really have to listen to anybody else as long as you get what you got to do to get done. So just be yourself.
Yeah, so with me, you could go like several different ways. I could portray like a more upbeat, more like a party kind of scene, and I could also portray like more serious things, just expressing my feelings, because a lot of the times I feel like artists don't really express their feelings enough, and I feel like mental health is really important, and I feel like we don't talk about that enough. So just being able to express yourself and how you're feeling at that moment in time, and being able to, put a time stamp on that is just really good. So it can go a lot of different ways for me.
Well, those are all really good messages, and definitely needed in today's date and time with everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about when you knew music was like your passion.
I probably knew early on. we grew up in a household where, you know, music was just a part of our everyday lives. So there probably wasn't any way I wouldn't be involved with it in some shape or fashion. I mean, you know, it's ingrained in my family. You know, growing up, we was, you know, doing the choirs and the groups and stuff like that, and it just evolved. You know, you get into it, you learn it, you study the craft, man, and then it just takes off from there. You get around a good group of guys, a good group of people, and it just, you know, it just goes there. So I would say for me, pretty early on.
And ever since we've known you, you've played all kinds of different kinds of instruments and
Yeah.
been messing around with production. So tell us how many different instruments you can play or that you've kind of messed with.
Four instruments.
So like guitar
Yeah,
and
guitar, bass, trumpet, keys.
okay. And your brothers are like percussionists. and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Tell us a little bit about your background with music and when you actually knew it was a passion for you. Was there a pinnacle point where you were like, this is what I want to do?
Well, see, me and him are brothers, so we
Yeah.
always grew up, or personally, I grew up around music a lot, so it was just always in the family. And then as I got older, I started like getting more friends, and then we just like freestyle in the back of his car. And I'd be like, bro, honestly, I'm just about to make a song, and I'm gonna see how
Yeah.
it sounds. So yeah. And then there were some dudes in my high school rapping trash, and I was like, I know I could be way better than you. But personally, it was just like, I'm gonna just try it out because mom's was trying to get me to go to the Air Force. Not doing that, and I just always had a passion for music, so I was gonna do music anyway. So rapping and singing just turned out what it's to be right now for me.
That's good.
So yeah.
So rapping in the back of your car, right? But when was that pinnacle point for you as an artist?
Honestly, it was really early, to be honest. I have a timestamp on it. He was about like 4 years old, but I obviously wasn't rapping at 4 years old. You know, every kid wants to be like a basketball player, a football player. They want to do something besides music unless you're like really surrounded by it.
Right.
And me, I was surrounded by music, but nobody in my family made music. So around 4, I wanted to be a rapper because of the whole 50 Cent G-Unit era. And so that's what we listened to a lot. We listened to a lot of gangster music. And so being surrounded by all that and all those people in my family, I wanted to be a rapper. But growing up, I always went back and forth doing sports, you know, trying to do other things. But it was around 17. It was around 17 is when I figured out that I actually wanted to make music, because he started making music, and I was like, I don't want to rap. Like, I don't want to be a rapper. I want to make beats.
Oh, okay.
And so with
So
that,
you're doing production.
yeah, I wanted to do production, and then I found out I wasn't very good at it, and I was way better at rapping. And he like had to force me to get on a track, and then I finally got on a track. We figured out that we had chemistry together on tracks, and then it just took off from there.
So how is this pandemic and quarantine, how's it affecting your creative abilities? Has it changed, or what are you doing differently now that we're having to function a little differently?
I feel like it's a tug of war, it's a battle. The only negative effect I would say is, you know, sometimes the lack of activity outside, the lack of industry, you know, movement is kind of stagnates your motivation a little bit. On a positive side though, it's been beneficial to me because I'm real methodical and real I like to take my time with projects anyway, you know what I mean? So it's just provided me with more time and more, I guess, you know, time to put thought into the projects I'm doing with the people I'm working with, or the producers I'm working with. So, you know, all we have is time during this thing and so I've been able to spend a lot of it just getting a lot of stuff done with a lot of different people. So it's kind of been somewhat of a blessing a little bit.
Yeah. I know the collaborations are definitely a trend right now. Are you seeing that too?
Collabs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of collabs like with big artists.
Yeah, because you don't actually have to be together to collab,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now during quarantine, you're collabing with people in Florida or Cali or wherever else. So how do you think it's different for you? Were you doing shows before this, or?
Yeah, I would honestly say that's the only negative part about the pandemic is the shows. Because I like to do shows. I like to get in touch with people in person. So I would say the only thing, like the bad thing, is the shows part. But other than that, it hasn't really affected me because I like still drop the same as I want to drop. I still do all the stuff I want to do, but I feel like it's kind of helped me too because like everybody's at home and then they just checking all the big artists out. So
Yeah. And there's like a big thing right now too is streaming.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Yeah,
is that what,
streaming,
are you guys getting into it a little
These
bit?
two
Or?
are monsters on the streaming right now.
Okay,
All
because
the
we're gonna get
platforms.
into where people can find you.
Yeah.
Is our next actual question. So, and I know we didn't give you a chance to actually
Yeah.
finish that last question. So,
The whole pandemic thing. Yeah, I feel like, man, I feel like it is a tug of war, like he said. You know, just not being able to go outside because with music you want to make, you know, memories. You want to get, you know, have experience outside. You know, just to make music about what you guys did. You know, so that is the hard part because you can't be making music about sitting at home all the time. You know, sometimes it works out, but a lot of the time it's not what you want to do. And collaboration is like you said, it really doesn't affect the collabs a lot because you could just send an email over, send a file over, and then they'll send it right back. And like he said, KG, with the shows, that's probably the worst part is the shows because that gets you seen and that helps you network. So that's probably one of the most negative parts.
and that's where a lot of artists get paid from.
Yeah.
oh
their
yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
So, lastly, tell us where everyone can find you. Willis Gray, Camp Gray,
Oh, yeah.
KG, Alex. Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, Willis Gray Music. Camp Gray's on there, under that same name, spelled, you know, the right way. SoundCloud, same name, Willis Gray Music. Pretty much all the platforms you can think of, I'm on there as Willis Gray. iTunes, Spotify, look it up.
Instagram, KG Prince XX, 2 X's at the end. Okay. Everywhere else, KG Prince. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, all that. KG Prince. Simple.
Yeah, and you can find me on all platforms as well. Dash instead of the A, it's a V. And on Instagram, you can find me there, DVSH_XX. And also, you can find me Instagram, clothing line commercial, paidinfull.x.
Perfect. So we're gonna definitely link all of y'all's contact information in the description of our episode. So tell everyone to tune in. You guys are gonna be episode 3. So we're gonna keep in touch and email you guys on when it's gonna release and drop.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the whole network is just gonna come support you. So definitely keep in touch. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Definitely
for having us.
appreciate it.
Baby, I know everything you're about to say. What part of that wanted your phone making? My name is KG. I tell him get naked. I'm in the A smoking gas with my brother. We getting too hot. GPA, we too waiting.
Walk in the store when you tell me start cooking, I pull out my notes and I'm getting to work. Man, I told you I would.